Hi guys, it's your girl. Um, Several of my subscribers have told me that they like to hear me bellyache, so here I am bellyaching. um, I'm talking with a friend right now who I asked if she'd like to get her side of a certain story out. So, Chambers, say hi.
Hello.
um, I've watched several videos put out by Joy, and uh, I'm going to ask you on your in your own words the phone call. What did you mean by the things you said in the phone call?
Uh, be more specific because there was a lot of stuff mentioned in that call.
Okay. Um Specifically, let's say the one thing that I thought was curious and I thought okay, she had already apologized about was the things that she claimed that you were retweeting and were making comments on. What was up with that? Because I frankly, I don't even go on my Twitter, so I don't know.
Oh, pretty much how I have my Twitter set up, and this is with a lot of people. When you like a video, it appears on your Twitter. It's pretty standard, and I liked a few basis videos that were addressing Joy, and some of her fans didn't take that too kindly, and she didn't take that too kindly, and it's just like, leave me alone. Really, leave me alone about it. It was just honestly, it was just petty stuff. It really was. It's like I can like and watch what I want. Yes, it's
Mhm.
gonna show up on my
Mhm.
Twitter because it shows my followers what I've been doing on
Right.
YouTube.
Right.
Everybody does it. Leave me alone.
Oh, did you watch the videos that were made by Base Mama that you liked?
Yeah. One of them where Base got like really, and I'm gonna use the word hostile and protective, and then the other one,
I
because
think
I
I
know that
saw
she's
that video. I think I saw that video and she got very, very vocal.
yeah, and then the second one, I see. The second one is a little bit harder to remember because it's been a while and I've watched so much stuff since then. But yeah, I mean, I've listened and watched to everything that she's had to say based with her videos, and yeah, I liked them. I mean, just me and Base were working together on the DO5 stuff along with Nick Monroe.
Mhm. How long were you, Base Mama and Nick Monroe, working on the DO5 uh situation before Joy was brought in, or was Joy brought in around the same time?
Joy was brought in a little bit after,
Mhm.
and I do believe I would have to check my Skype messages, but she actually reached out to me in regards to if Rose needed any help with anything.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but it was actually quite a while before Joy came in on the scene because there was a lot that we had to do. I mean, sure, Joy was making videos, but she wasn't an intimate part yet of the stuff with Rose, and I know she wasn't in contact with Rose just yet.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it was a little while before.
Okay. Here's the other question. This whole time, Joy has been saying, I've been in contact with Rose. I've been in contact with Rose. I'm still friendly with Rose, which honestly, I've s- I've seen videos of Rose. I haven't talked to her personally. She seems like a very sweet lady to me. Um, but the question I have personally is, has she been in contact with Rose this whole time?
Are we
Or
talking about? Are we talking about ever since Joy came on the scene or whatnot? Started to get involved with Tim
no,
and
when
Rose.
things started getting heated?
Um, I know. See, I don't know about the entire time,
I
to
know
be
that
honest.
Rose put it out there that she wanted things to stop.
Yes, both Tim and Rose wanted the fighting to stop, to which
Mhm.
it didn't because both sides, I will say both sides, got really angry, really defensive,
Mhm.
and it
Mhm.
just
spiraled out of control.
Oh yes, this circus was never supposed to happen, like
Right.
at all.
Okay. You say just now that it wasn't supposed to happen, but in the phone call you said that um they were trying to make her look like a fruitcake.
Okay. Um,
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be
no, no,
polite about it. You know what I'm saying?
you're fine. You're fine. And I've already talked with Base about that because Base has heard the phone call, and honestly, it was poor wording. Because what Base was set out to do, not to make her look like a fruitcake, but to expose her that she was crazy. I mean, we've seen the behavior over the past
Mhm.
month.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because what made Base really protective, and I know a lot of people attack Base over her own custody case, which is like legit messed up. Base got really protective because she saw Joy as a loudmouth that just wouldn't settle down and be quiet.
Right.
So that was Base's like biggest thing, and she goes, "Oh no, you gotta go." And then, especially because when Rose did express worry with us about Joy's videos, it's just like, "Oh crap, now what do we do?" Because this is getting out of hand. Now, as for her past, Joy's past being dug up, that had to do with Lolcow and the other crap that was brewing before the DO5, which I don't really know too much about. I just know it had to do with a purple mattress,
Mhm. Mhm.
her
Mhm.
screaming at a Ford dealer person, and some other shit that went down. But yeah,
Um. So another question. I know I'm going all over the place here, but that's just me. Please excuse it because
you're fine.
I'm never organized. But um she said she asked several times your in a video directed towards your answer to her putting out the phone call. Who were you taking advice from? Who advised you to what is she talking about?
I'd assume that she's talking about Nick and Base because when we first started working together, granted, I really didn't know anybody. Nick, Base, Joy, I was kind of familiar with because the Faith Kids and a little bit of the Nicia and stuff,
Mhm.
but I didn't know Nick, Base, Rose, or Joy for that matter. I mean, like I said, internet, but I didn't really share anything personal with Joy. So it's just like I really don't know anybody going into this, but instantaneously, me, Base, and Nick started to work really close together with Rose, and Base is the reason why we found Tim Conlon.
Mhm.
So, because I had never dealt with anything custody related, like ever, I don't have kids. I'm married, but I don't have kids.
Right.
So, it's like this stuff is so new to me, and there's so much to do, and it was
It's
stressful. So,
it's an alien life form to you because you don't have to go through the whole kids thing if you're separated or divorced.
yeah, and so because Base had already been through a custody battle and she was currently dealing with one at the time, which thankfully has ended,
Good.
um, and so she seemed to have more advice, more wisdom on stuff. So I'm like, okay, I
Mhm.
don't know what I'm
Mhm.
doing, help, and they did. So I would follow the advice of her and Nick.
Okay.
Um,
Um now she's straight out called you a liar, um saying that uh you apologized but you didn't. It's basically a sorry not sorry situation.
No, I tried to find a middle ground with her. I told her flat out I wasn't burning Nick and Base. She got
Mhm.
pissed because I refused to burn them and then thought I burned her. It's like, no, I distanced myself from you. I didn't burn you. I didn't go and lash out and dig out your past. I had nothing to do with that. But she
Mhm.
got mad because I tried to find a middle ground. It's just like, let's find a middle ground. I'm not burning anybody. Get over it. She didn't want to hear that. So she's like, whatever, man. I've already stated I apologize for my part in this, and But no, she didn't want to hear it. She wanted me to put Base and Nick on a pike, and I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Is the apology still up on your channel?
The apologies are now privated.
Hmm.
Uh, on my channel, I believe they're either private or listed. I would have to go and look.
Because
But they,
I'll tell you the truth. I did see the apology. I did see it. It is there, but I haven't seen. I think I haven't seen it in a while since you put it out initially.
hmm
But I will attest that you did apologize. I did see the video. Um, if you decide to put it out publicly, I will link it down below so everybody can see it. Um, what another totally unorganized question. What did she mean by Tim wanted to quit twice?
okay, so pretty much she got that from me.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's when Rose first called us worrying about Joy's videos because she thought Joy was getting too loud or whatnot. Um, Tim, and I'm going to be very
Now,
careful
wait a
what
minute.
I.
Rose thought that Joy was getting too loud, or Tim thought that Joy was getting too
It
loud.
was Rose.
Okay.
Now, Rose got word over Joey's videos, and so she called me and I called Base. Now, when it comes to Tim, and I'm going to be very careful with what I say here, he doesn't listen too well under stress. And so he was very stressed out at the time because there was so much to do with this case. And,
Understandable. It's a big profile case.
well, that too, and the media was harassing him.
Right.
So, we honestly, because of the situation with Joy, and we were trying to keep things hush hush and trying to keep things like closely knit, and because there's issues with many people, a lot of people having issues with Joy, and it really froze the GoFundMe, which I know she likes to blame me for because I don't know who, and I already dealt with this with another YouTuber.
Hmm.
Either she created the rumor or she ran with it that I was stealing money from the GoFundMe for my broke down car, and it's just like,
Yeah,
y'all.
she did talk about that, and she said that the second GoFundMe that you made was
But
fishy.
I don't even have a second GoFundMe. I even have a tweet showing where all the donations went, and even my repair video says my PayPal me. So it's just like, dude, are you for real right now? But anyway, to answer your question about Tim
Hmm.
threatening to
Hmm.
leave, he thought I was threatening him with extortion because we were trying to calm down the situation. It's like, look, you have to get away from Joy, and I'm gonna admit that here, disavow Joy because this is getting out of control. We need to get a lid on this. Rose is scared, and then at this time too, which really kind of ticked me and based off. Ever since the beginning, I was Rose's emotional support. She would talk a lot to me and Base because of just it was stressful. And Tim tried to cut communication between me, Rose, and Base. And it's just like, dude, you're being a dick. So
Because he felt like you were extorting him, or just because
no,
of
because
the
he want
publicity.
for the publicity, he wanted to put a lockdown on everything. It's like you can't tell Rose who she can or can't talk to like for emotional support, and it's just like, dude, you're not listening to what we're telling you. Like anytime I try to contact him, like for example when the DO5 fans were harassing Rose, hacking into her stuff,
Hmm.
trying to
Hmm.
get the
Hmm.
fan
Hmm.
page or the GoFundMe torn down, which by the way I hear they're still doing and they can't touch it. I've made sure of that. um but when I try to port these things, at Tim tried to call him, he blew his top, and it's like, dude, are you for real right now? Sorry, I just bumped my mic.
That's all right. That's all right.
But it was so frustrating, and I understand the stress levels because there was a lot of stuff going on with this case, but
Hmm.
it's just with him threatening to leave, it was him overreacting. No one's threatened him with extortion. No one's threatened him with any type of bullshit. Which I'm sure that's Joy's next videos because from what I hear, she's intending to drop quote unquote more bombs, and it's just like, dude, really? But no, he overreacted due to the stress.
Okay. Did he talk to you later about that, and did you guys come to an understanding that was it basically a miscommunication,
No,
Or
I never got to talk with him afterwards about it. I tried to call him one more time when the DO5 fans started hacking Rose's stuff and seriously like harassing her.
mhm,
Um, thanks to Brandy Cooper, Brandy Pinky, whatever she wants to call herself.
right.
It
I
yeah, no,
don't
there
I
was
don't know about that. So
oh, she's literally who Nick dug into her. Pretty much, she is one of the main mods or admins of the Daddy 5 page, and she's a convicted child abuser. So it's like, well, that explains a lot. But
wow.
anyway, oh yeah, they're a fun bunch. Anyway,
Wow.
though, he was just under a lot of stress when he was listening, so me trying to contact with him, it was a no go. So
Okay.
I still don't try to contact him, and I have not spoken to him since. There's no point.
Okay. The the whole thing seems to sound like there was a short in the wires. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Kind of metaphorically, it sounds like there was a short in the wires. But all the time you were in contact with Rose, correct?
yes.
Okay. Now, which brings me to my next question. The video that you put out about with the text messages, Joy is claiming that's fake. Is it fake?
No, it's not. You can even go on lolcow because I accidentally revealed the URL of the sisters' Facebook page and whatnot because I put a first version of the video up and I forgot to black out the URL,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
lolcow caught it. I'm going, ah, shit. So it's not fake that you can verify it with the damn thread. So it's like her claim, oh, yet a second GoFundMe. No, dingus. It's called a PayPal Me tip jar. And I even released screenshots. There's actually timestamp. If you go in my repair video, because it's still up, I want to say timestamp 9 minutes and 45 seconds in, 9 minutes 48 seconds in. I tell you where to flip and donate. There's a link down in the description. And then I even released a screenshot of the donations, names hidden, of course, and the
Mhm.
amount that was donated and transferred into my bank account.
Right.
Um, so it's just like, I don't know what second GoFundMe you're referring to because you can't run two GoFundMes at the same time, idiots.
Um the GoFundMe. She claimed that Rose took management of the GoFundMe from you. Is that
Yeah,
true?
yes.
Okay. Why did that happen?
It was because people kept attacking me and calling me a scammer and saying I'm stealing money, so she took in charge of it so that wouldn't happen anymore. Rose has come out on live stream saying that I've never stolen money from her. I really can't. I've even released a screenshot, which I can release it again,
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
the campaign manager side and the beneficiaries. The way that GoFundMe runs is
Mhm.
if you're a campaign manager and if you send an invite to the beneficiary for them to accept the funds,
Right.
once they accept those funds and get it set up, you, the campaign manager, cannot touch the money like at all. I can't withdraw it. I can't change options. The beneficiary has their own password and username.
Right.
So it's just like you got anybody who's run a GoFundMe, been the beneficiary of a GoFundMe, knows that. The only thing that I could have done to that GoFundMe was take the entire thing down, but I still wouldn't have had any access to the money. And it's just like you guys are not thinking or you've never run one before.
How much money was raised for Rose and the kids?
Well, according to the GoFundMe, it's over $16,000, but of course, GoFundMe takes their cut with platform fees,
Right. Of
taxes.
course.
Oh yeah, so it's like, of course, you guys are gonna dig into that, assholes.
Well, the these are questions that are going to be asked anyway, and you know, uh it's best to get them out there in your own words so that way nobody can misconstrue them. Not even me because I'm only asking the questions. Um
Yeah.
um now constantly throughout the call she's saying I'm confused. Do you understand? I'm confused. Do you understand? What do you think was confusing her so much?
Honestly, from what others have told me about that phone call and their opinion, I don't think she was confused. She knew that damn well that she was recorded. I didn't know about the recording.
Hmm.
I think the confusion was just her way of, I don't know, trying to hide her true intentions of what she had planned to do with that call. I mean, come on. If you tell someone that you're going to, or if you don't tell someone that you're not going to record and you record, you know damn well that you're going to choose your words very carefully. So
Hmm.
I've had people come at me like, wow, that call was shady and manipulative. Now, in regards to the call itself, I did try to smooth things over with Joy, and that call was a mistake. It really freaking was. I should have listened to bass from the get go and just went, nope. So, but because of Tim and Rose's request for everyone to work together, I try to find a middle ground for everybody. It's like, okay, you have info, we have info. Can we just all play nice? But it didn't work out that way because Joy wanted Base and Nick's head on a pike, and Base
Right.
kind of saw Joy for who she was and was not having it. So I'm going, oh, fuck.
Well, here's the question I'm going to ask, and I know it's going to be a stinger, and I apologize for it, but it needs to be asked.
You're fine.
The, there were people saying that information was leaked from inside of the courtroom, and Joy is saying, no, I made the evidence reels. After seeing that, was she misjudged, or was there other evidence that she might have had
Are you talking?
from inside the courtroom?
Well, it's been verified that she had a source, and to which, honestly, in my opinion, she dug into a part which she shouldn't have. Now, whether or not Tim actually fed her that information to try to bleed out um, prior or during the gag order to let everybody know what was going on, I have no idea. As for the evidence reels themselves, because she forwarded those emails to me, she did send evidence reels to Tim, but as for them being actually used in the court and used to get a charge, I have no idea. I don't know anything of that. What evidence was used, what videos were used, I don't know anything about that, to be honest. What was the
Okay.
other thing you asked?
Um, do you think that she was misjudged? If
I
if
Go ahead.
if the evidence reels are the information that she had, do you think that she was misjudged by saying she had inside information from the courtroom, and in all actuality, it might have been the evidence reels?
Well, I can tell you that the information she had was not the evidence reels.
Okay. Uh,
The inf- Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I cut you off. Go ahead.
The information she had, she related very specific details about the court case to me, to which I alerted Tim and Rose to, and it's just like, why do you know those? So it, like I said, she dug into a place where she shouldn't have. I call it an
Hmm.
invasion of space, but once again, that's just me. It's like, okay, yeah, because there's even Skype chats where she was gonna make a video, and I had to beg her like, Joy, don't do the video. Like I have went through my Skype log and recorded it with OBS of me just scrolling through. It's like, Joy, no, shush, be quiet. And she promised me that her source wasn't underneath a gag order at the time, which I still don't know who her source is. Um, but yeah, the evidence reels were videos put together in a very particular way for the court, from what I understand.
Now, what you just said is that she just had she had a source that claimed he wasn't under the gag order, but she says in one of her videos that it was Daddy O5 who was violating the gag order. Now, I don't know if that's true, but if her source was actually in the courtroom and was not bound by the gag order, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, though, we don't know that. And because her source was never verified as to who it was
Hmm.
still a major invasion of privacy, in my opinion. And not to mention, kind of like a break in confidentiality because, just like, where the hell are you getting this information? You're not even supposed to be digging there. This puts the case in jeopardy so much. And I mean, I'm not going to act innocent here. Me and Nick had our fuck up, like, big fuck up, because when I gave the text to Nick for him to publish in the article, he had asked me, "Hey, is there anything that I need to block out?" And me being tired, I'm just going, and I looked over, I'm like, "Nah." So he
Hmm.
took the text, looked over himself, and both of us missed some information that should have been blocked out and
Right.
never released. And it's just like, oh shit, too late. So that was our bad, our fuck up, and that was totally by accident. It's
Okay.
just like, oh, damn.
Well, she's also been saying that Nick Monroe attacked a 16-year-old for helping her make the evidence reels. And
What?
yeah, she said that in one of her videos. She said that Nick Monroe attacked her for a 16-year-old helping her uh, make the evidence reels. Not so much edit them, but point out points of interest in each video. And saying that it was child labor and all that. Do you have an opinion on that?
I don't know anything about that, to be honest,
Mhm.
and I know she's considered a right hand of Joy, which is Sai, and I don't know how old Sai is.
Mhm.
But as for Nick going out of his way to attack a 16-year-old for helping put together or pointing out certain points of like videos, I don't know anything about that. I really don't.
She said that Nick had attacked the 16-year-old. She at the time in her video she says at the time she did not know how old this person was. I don't know the name of this person, so I can't put it out there. Um but she said at the time she didn't know how old this person was, and all they were doing was watching the videos, giving her the timestamps or the times of points of interest in the videos, and giving the times in the videos to her so she could edit them into the reels. And uh, she said that Nick went after this person, and because of the attack by Nick, she had to delete her Twitter. Now, if this is true, what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, if that's legit true, that's legit fucked up. But once again, I haven't seen hair or any evidence of that. I would say citation needed because I know nothing about that. I don't even think that's been mentioned in the threads now that I think about it. I haven't read anything about it. So I have
Um,
no idea.
she also put out that um let me think about what I want to say. Uh, you kept talking and making jabs at her after things had kind of settled down a little bit. Were you actually making jabs at her?
Making jabs. What is she referring to? I know I made a meme like a few weeks ago when the shit started to flare up again, and she just kept shit talking me again because she dragged my name through the damn mud, and it's just like, lady, get a life. Um,
I
but
think I think she was talking about mainly the text video that you had put out.
it
Um,
wasn't a jab. I had both Rose and her sister tell me that Joy was harassing them. And so it's just like, dude, you need to leave them alone. Now I'm getting mixed messages because I saw, was it in Joy's stream, Rose was texting back to her, like responding to her. So now I'm going like legit, like, what the fuck is going on? Because I have text messages telling me that Joy is bugging her. And Joy has text messages that is telling her, "Oh, everything's fine. Why is my name being brought into this? Blah 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 blah." So I'm going like, "What the shit? I don't understand what's going on." I mean, it's
Have you talked to Rose about that and tried to clear it up with her?
I've talked with Rose a couple times about speaking with Joy, and I even, with Rose's permission, released a text message with Rose telling me that she didn't want that crazy bitch jumping on her shit, so she's been playing nice. Now
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on anymore, man, and it's I
You
don't
s-
know.
you sound mentally exhausted, really.
I am, because there's other shit going in the background. Like, me and you had a discussion prior before this that I'm
Mhm.
fucking
Mhm.
dealing with.
Right,
And
right.
I'm just going like, and now I'm seeing Joy with text messages, and I'm just going, I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm being told one thing yet shown another. So, I mean, and that's nothing to Rose. I don't. It could be her just trying to like play nice and not wanting to upset anybody, because Rose has been under a lot of stress, way more than me, of course. So
It's
I
understandable.
don't
She
know.
was fighting for her kids and the safety of her kids. I can understand how much stress she was under. It it
Yeah.
really is understandable because I went through a horrible, horrible custody case myself. So I'm kind of feeling where she's coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, how are Emma and Cody?
Last I heard, they're doing better. There's actually an update base released, a photo of Rose, Cody, and Emma um, on her Twitter, which was added to the GoFundMe, or rather the Twitter status. So
Mhm.
the kids
Mhm.
from that picture look happy. Oops, excuse me. The kids from that picture look happy and healthy, and so smiley faces. So
Good.
I assume they're doing good.
That's very good. I'm so happy to hear that. Um, you said in the phone call that you apologized and you take responsibility for your actions. Do you think you should be held responsible for whatever Base Mama or Nick Monroe did?
No, what people do is their own stuff. I mean, I've tried to find a middle ground with Joy. I've tried to tell her I'm not burning anybody, and like I said, I did try to get everyone to work together, but it didn't happen that way. um so if I could do things differently, go back, I mean, I so totally would. There's a couple things I would have changed where it's just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Mhm. Mhm.
But no, I'm not going to be held responsible for anything that anyone else does. I mean, Base is going to choose to do what Base is going to do, and as well as Nick. And I'm responsible for my own actions. We're not responsible for what Lolcow does. We're not responsible for people digging up her crap. Which actually, speaking of her getting doxxed, Joy,
Mhm.
I actually had someone come to me and prove to me that she doxed herself. And she did this with her very first YouTube channel, where she put her full name as the URL and the channel name. So
Oh
it's
wow.
because when I first started talking to Joy, she accused Phil, her old friend, of doxing her, and Base started to retweet some of his stuff. And when I was trying to like get everyone to work along, I'm like, Base, dude,
Mhm.
that's the person that doxed Joy. He's a stalker. And then somebody came to me in my Twitter DMs and went like, "No, dude, here's a screenshot," and I just went, "Oh, okay, that explains a lot."
Mhm.
So, I mean, I really don't talk to Phil or anything, but that's what someone showed me, and I'm just going, "Oh." I don't know if that dude has deleted his Twitter account, because I actually flipped through my DMs and I would recognize the avatar picture. I was trying to find that screenshot literally the other day, and it's like, crap, I can't find it. So,
Um now she says in one of her videos, and I believe, well, I can't remember which. I watched them all and they're all so mind draining. That's the word. That's the phrase I'm looking for. They're draining. Um but she says in one of her videos that she feels like you were lying when you said you were trying to apologize and then or trying to smooth things over. Which was it? Were you trying to do both or were you trying to do one or the other?
I was honestly trying to smooth things, and I was trying to apologize to her. And like I said, that phone call was poor wording. I misunderstood Base's intentions, which was not to make her look like a fruitcake, but expose her for what she was,
Mhm.
which is crazy. And I mean, no offense, but her reactions, her lashing out, the constant anytime something bad happens, she goes and screeches on you now, and it's just like, you need to pipe down and hush. Now, like I told her multiple times, and as Lolcow calls this, my old saw,
Mhm. Mhm.
nobody was
Mhm.
walking away from this clean.
Right.
I just so, and I try to tell her this, but she literally, and I have emails of this where she told me, "No apology, you leaked our DMs, blah 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 blah." I'm all like, really? I'm sitting here trying to apologize to you, and you're pretty much giving me the finger. You don't have a nice life. So it's just, there is no middle ground with her. You either with her or you're not.
Now,
So
going back to the text messages that you released saying that Joy was harassing Rose and her sister, she says they're fake because you can look and see that her email was leaked and it wasn't there was something that was inconsistent there. I wasn't
wait,
listening.
what was leaked?
She's saying that her email was leaked in those text messages.
Who, the sisters?
No, Joy's.
The text, no, Joy's email wasn't. I blocked everything out.
That's what she's trying to. That's what she said in. I believe it was the video regarding your reaction to the phone call being released.
No, I released this statement because I wasn't gonna. I'm still not gonna do a video on it. My interview, I don't know if this counts as me doing a video, but no,
I don't
my
think it
state.
does because it's me doing the video, not you. But the thing is that she keeps calling you a liar. She keeps saying that you're trying to double talk. It does. And from what I've seen, before all this went down, before the phone call, you had already made the apology video. Is that true?
I made the apology video after the phone call. There was two videos.
Okay,
There was
that
one
was my
video telling
mistake.
about there was one video talking about the information that I me and Joy went over in the phone call, and then I can't remember Nick and Base. I can't remember what had happened, but I got alerted to something else, and I told Joy, you know what, I'm moving this up. I'm not burning anybody. Screw this, because what she wanted me to do was she wanted me to wait until this case was all said and done, and then she wanted me just to burn the hell out of Nick and Base, to which I told her no. So I moved my video way up. It's like, I'm not sitting on this shit. Screw it. I'm done. I'm so done. So I put
Hmm.
my video out. She saw it. She didn't like it. It wasn't to her satisfaction. And it's just like, you know what, Joy? I'm trying to find a middle ground here.
I
Either
may
take it or leave it.
I may have misunderstood what she said in her video. That was if I did, that was my fault, and I do apologize. But um, I'm just trying to cover all the bases. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're fine.
Um, now you said that you apologized and you were trying to take responsibility for what you did. Exactly what do you feel that you did?
Honestly, at the time, I tried to keep my friendship with her, and when when I distanced myself, I mean, there was people already kind of whispering at me about her to separate myself. One of those people being Geek Thulu. To which at first it's like, you guys are being petty, get
Mhm.
out of
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
And so I had other people talk at me. It's like, guys, go away. So, and then after the phone call with Rose, and I wasn't really digging into it really because it's just like, I don't care. It's whatever. But I kind of heard whispers and stuff about shit brewing. That was before the DO5 stuff, and it started to bleed over with the troubles going on with the case and her making too many videos. So I kind of saw like this angry mob, and somebody nicknamed me the linchpin. And so when I distanced myself, it seems like there was like a whole avalanche of stuff. So back then, I kind of felt like, well, I kind of left her to get like burned and mauled by everybody. But granted, the shit she had done prior to the DO5 and the purple mattress and the port stuff, I had nothing to do with. So I didn't even know half the info until after I distanced myself from her.
Right.
So it's just like, holy freaking shit.
Um, do you feel that all the heat that was put onto her by Base Mama, by Nick Monroe, and whom she claims yourself, do you think that started all of the uh oh, to hell with it, the shitstorm that hit her from there on up until present? Or do you do you think that anything you did made you a linchpin to the whole shitstorm happening?
I think because I wasn't fully aware of what was going on, I think in a way, I am not saying I prevented anything from happening because no, I wasn't really aware. But because I had validated Joy with certain pieces of info, like me putting her in contact with Tim or me putting Tim in contact with her, and validating certain piece of information that she was starting to put out back then, I think people were kind of cautious about attacking her. But when I completely distanced myself, it just seemed like a free for all, and I'm just going, damn. Because I mean, it did get nasty, and I don't know. I don't know how far back the threads go, to be honest,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I do know people were already digging into her stuff before DO5.
Um, Base Mama's video called Joy crazy said that uh her believing that she was an indigo child made her a wacko. Do you believe that at all?
I don't even know. I really don't know what the Indigo children stuff is. I mean, I've heard it kind of explained, and having a belief in something itself, honestly, I'm gonna say it depends on what the belief is, because there's some beliefs that are harmless. There's like you're kind of like Lolo. I've heard some crazy stuff from my coworkers, but they were still okay people and all
Mhm.
right to
Mhm.
work with.
Mhm.
I say it depends on your beliefs. I don't know too much about the Indigo children. I think it has something to do with tarot readings, which I have nothing to do with. That's stuff I don't even fool around with. But I just honestly, I don't know. I don't know too much about Indigo children. I don't know, so I can't say.
Um, do you personally yourself, in your opinion, do you think that Joy is as crazy or as offset as she's been made out to be in these past few months?
I think a lot of her actions, I don't think she knows how to react to stuff too well. I think that she is one of those people that, whether it be due to stress, ego, self preservation, what
Mhm.
have
Mhm.
you, that she will instantaneously fly off the handle and lunge at whoever she thinks is attacking her at the moment or who she feels is attacking her at the moment, as we've seen for these past couple months. And I've tried to tell her to pipe down, try to, like, you need to just shh. Um, And I even did that with my video because, like, her live streams, she live streams way too freaking much. And in a way, and I'm gonna, like, say this about me, I'm glad I do not have the capabilities to live stream right now because my internet is crap and I'm a
Hmm.
rambler, so there's and I
Oh,
think if
believe me, I know how it feels to ramble.
uh so with that being said, I think Joy live streams a bit too much and does not have enough of a filter. So there's stuff that comes out of her mouth that makes her look like crazy, and I really think she like plasters her medical stuff all over the internet way too much. I don't know anything about fibromyalgia, Lyrica. I don't know any of that shit, so I'm not touching that with a 9-foot pole.
Don't blame you.
But the one thing I will touch here, because I've already told people to kind of F off, because the story has changed twice, and it's been
Hmm.
noted on Lolcow, and I've heard this from other people, is her being supposedly a rape victim anally, and there's a video to where anal sex is being explained to her. It's like, I don't fucking get. Anyway, that is the only thing that I disagree with because, like, you using it as to cope with a racist joke, or rather using a racist joke to cope with that, quote unquote.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, you just no. And the fact that the story has changed twice from what I heard, the first story of the version was is that her and her significant other were lovemaking or whatnot, and she didn't want to have anal sex, but she didn't say anything and he kept doing it. And then the story has now changed to she kept telling him to stop, but he kept doing it. So this change has been noted, and I keep hearing of this change.
Wow.
So when it came out that when she said in our live stream, a lot of people like flipped their lids because it's like, okay, first off, number one, rape is a very heavy, heavy accusation. It
Yeah.
fucks people's lives over. And I
Yeah.
even did a video because I had somebody leave me, quote unquote, a novel. And I not only did response to that video, I even showed articles of false rape accusations. And
Right.
there's quite a ton of them. Anyway, though, rape is a heavy accusation and can screw over a lot of people. This is not no listen and believe anymore because of the feminists.
Hmm.
Now, and then people jumping on my shit about that, and that was before I heard about the story change. And when I read the threads and heard about the story change, it's like, look, this is that one really pressed my freaking buttons. It's just like, no, you need to stop making excuses because a lot of people got onto her for that poo baby joke, which
I got on to her about that, but I'm not gonna lie. I got on to her about that. I did
I
not
saw
agree
it,
with
it
it.
was just that was so freaking nasty. The way that she talks. Okay, I cuss. Okay, I cuss. I can make vulgar jokes,
Hmm.
but I know when
Hmm.
to turn it down. I mean, I don't talk like that all the time. Holy cow! But the way that she talks, I'm not trying to attack her, but it's just like, what the shit? You need to just tone it down just a bit, especially with her audience. So I don't know. I feel like she needs to quiet down a bit more, and I think that's like the biggest problem because there's too much that comes out of her mouth.
Well,
Plaster less, huh?
like I said, I got on to her about the whole poo baby joke, and I've made a perfectly good, valid point. You're equating a whole group of people to being born of feces. And that's including myself because I'm of brown skin. So I really, really, really would love to see an apology from her, but I don't know if she'll ever do that. But again, this isn't what this video is about. This isn't what this interview is about. So we will leave that alone. Um, but go ahead and continue what you were saying, please.
But like, it just like bottom line is she needs to quiet down. She needs to react less because this is
Please excuse me if I sip on some flat Diet Coke. It's been sitting here for like 2 days.
Oh my. No, you're fine. But it just, I feel like she doesn't know how to react to things properly and she flies off the handle. All of us had to learn how to respond properly, especially on the internet because that shit is documented everywhere. If people
Mhm.
pick up on
Mhm.
it, think it's
Mhm.
funny, they're going to milk the crap out of it.
Right.
I tried explaining this to her from the get-go. It's like, look, this you need to pipe down, you need to quiet down, and I'm not trying to be rude, and here I am saying it again, and she needs to react less. Like she did a third I'm so done with YouTube again. It's like, dude, if you need to walk away, just fucking walk away from it for a week or something. Go quiet, stop making videos. I mean, you can still go around on Twitter and YouTube stuff and watch stuff, but holy
Mhm.
shit, if
Mhm.
you're that much done, just shut up. Go quiet. Everybody does it. They don't need to make a whole big drama video about it. I mean, the drama channels do that, of course, yeah, more
Right.
and more viewers. But any rational person that needs a break, they quietly disappear. I've done it. I've seen other people do it. There's a YouTuber that I follow that is still disappeared because of stuff that he's dealing with.
Right.
So it's just so like just quietly disappear, and it's quite normal just to walk away and come
Mhm.
back and update
Mhm.
your viewers a little bit later.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Um, the video where you told her to go dark, to hush. What did you mean by that video?
Okay, so that's when that poo baby joke broke out, and there was people that she was fighting with that I have never seen around her channel before,
Mhm.
and I heard that they were associated with BLM, and I'm just going, oh shit, that's not good.
What is
So,
BLM?
Black Lives Matter.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so I'm just going, that why are you arguing with these people? Why are these people having on your channel calling you a racist? So I actually legitimately got kind of worried, and that's why I said something. It's like it's time for you to shut the hell up now and just go quiet for a few days and stop arguing with people. Like what was her name? Sharika Cole, Shakira Cole. I'm trying to remember the name of the Twitter,
I can't remember.
but
I've seen the tweets. I go onto my Twitter like maybe once every week, and I've seen the tweets, and I can't. I know her name is like you said, Sharika or Shakira, but I do not remember her last name. I'm sorry. I just don't.
oh no, you're fine. But I started to see her fight with more people, and especially with this young woman, and I'm just going like, this is not good. Just apologize, because I was watching this unfold before I said anything. And
Mhm.
seeing kind of people that she's never really argued with before come around, and I saw
Mhm.
the tweets, and I'm just going, oh, good Lord, Joy, just shut up.
Right.
So, and I know she went on an interview with Petty Page, and Petty Page interviewed Sharika Cole, and so it's just like, oh my gosh, now's a good time for you to shut up and go dark. Just go quiet, stop arguing with people, mute them if you need to, and it's just, I don't know, it got bad, and
Do
that,
you
go ahead.
do you think that the heat that went on with the Daddy O 05 mess carried over to what happened just a few weeks ago?
I think so because like the Daddy 5 videos, at first she was helping. When me, Base, and Nick had to go dark due to the PR Falster group because they were watching us, they were watching everything we did. We literally is like, shut up, go dark, don't say anything, go back to original content, act like
Mhm.
nothing, we're not doing anything.
Right.
Because like with emergency custody, that was a sniper move, meaning that we kept our mouth shut about what was going on, and Tim and Rose were able to go in and snatch the kids like legally. It's like, hey, we're taking the kids, you can't do anything about it, they're out of here. So that's what I mean by sniper move.
Right.
But her, Benji James, and this reptile kept the story live during that time. It's like, okay, good. People are still kind of talking about it, and the attention's not on me, Nick, or Base or Rose. Cool, cool. They'll watch those people. Good. And then it got to the point to where she started pumping out to videos that were like 2 to 5 minutes long, and these just ended up to be like bam, 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 and they're all monetized. And I mean, people can monetize whatever the fuck they want on their channel. It's their
Hmm.
channel.
Right.
But what was really disgusting people, or really getting people disgusted, was how many videos she'd put out, and then clickbaity titles no less, because I would see some of these videos say DO5 update, and she wouldn't talk about any updates in regards to the DO5 or say, oh, I can't say anything, blah, blah. I've seen
Hmm.
those videos.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
those two are monetized, and it's just that's where a lot of people really started to get on her case. It's like, okay, Joel, you said you donate all your money that you make from the DO5 videos, you say you donate to Rose, and blah, 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 blah. We want receipts. And so that's when the heat really started to pack on, because like people are like, okay, now you're just exploiting the kids, and now you're just milking this for views and money. You're
Hmm.
horrible. So that's where the heat came from. Part
Did
of
sh-
it, anyway.
did she actually donate to the GoFundMe?
When the GoFundMe was underneath my management, there is a Facebook profile that under Joy Sparkle BS that donated $600, because that screenshot was going around.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like, oh hey, she actually did something because people called her out, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And then there was she paid for Rose's hotel room. So that, I believe that was another 600. So that I know
Hmm.
is 1200. Anything outside of that, I have no idea about.
Okay. Um. Obviously, you know that Mr. Epsion's videos dropped.
Yes.
Um. Joy has said in several several times in several videos that you, Nick, Based Mama, and a few other people turned their back on her. Uh, do you think, after watching Repsion's video and knowing everything that she's put out, do you think that anybody actually turned their back on her, or do you think that uh, some of the things that were being said about her were uh, validated?
In a way, I think they were validated. Okay, Base never wanted to work with her. Base didn't like her, so Base didn't turn her back on her. Mr. Xeon gave her a boost due to the Faith Kids thing. They weren't buddy buddy, and Rep Xeon has come out and said that.
Yeah, he
As for
did.
me, yeah, as for me, I did some stuff hoping to reclaim the relationship later, but because I was pretty much the heart of the DO5 stuff in regards to the GoFundMe and trying to keep that from being torn down, and was Rose's megaphone, uh, it things just spiraled out of control because she really started dragging my name through the mud, calling me a thief, that I was stealing money for my car, which is still broke down, by the way, and all this other shit. And it's just like, you know what? Screw you, man. You just want to fight. You don't want to solve things. You just want to fight. So it's not me turning my back. I had to do what I had to do, try to find a middle ground, and there was no middle ground. It was either fight or die. So it's just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
At this point in time, after everything is said and done, and after everything that she has released and shown, the phone call, the what she says is chronicles of all the hate that was thrown at her by you, Nick Monroe, Base Mama, and everybody else. Uh, on your part of the whole thing, are you truly apologetic um, about the whole situation, or do you not care about it anymore?
Honestly, I'm getting to a point where, and I'm actually, to be honest, I'm at this point now to where I don't give a fuck. I have tried so many times to find a middle ground with Joy. I have said my piece. That phone call, yes, could be seen as damning, but at the same time, as I
Hmm.
have stated before, is if anybody were in my position,
Mhm.
especially back then, they'd probably get a better idea as to why that phone call existed in the first place. And once again, there were poor wording about what Base's intentions were. But no, it's just I was trying to balance the GoFundMe, trying to keep everyone from fighting. It's like, hey, can we work together? No, okay, fine. That was both sides, mind you, and I've already explained that. But I'm fucking done. I don't care. Let Joy screech, as I said in my statement. Let her have her shit show. It's all she's really gonna
Mhm.
have, really.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
her next two videos on me are probably gonna be, oh, she's trying to lambast the lawyer or extortionize him, whatever the fuck the term is. And it's just like, you know what? Just screech away, my friend. Just because, yeah, no. And the fact that, uh, I don't.
With everything that happened to Tim, are you sorry for what happened? Were you sorry for, and I'm going to say miscommunication again because that's how I feel the way that you're explaining it to me, it was a miscommunication somewhere or a short in the wires.
And it was trying to talk with him, especially while he was stressed. There was
Mhm.
no talking with him. Like I said, when he tried to put all communication on lockdown between me, Rose, and Base, it's like, dude, you gotta be out of your freaking mind. She's got no one else to flip and talk to, dude. This is emotional. This is stressful. We have to deal with loony DO5 fans that are like batshit nuts, not to mention being led by a convicted child abuser. So, you're off your rocker. I mean, venting to you. This isn't stuff I told him, but it's just like, oh my god, dude, you're not even listening to us.
But do you feel now with all the stress that he was under, and everybody knows that he was under stress because it was a high profile case, it was being followed. Um, do you feel now that with all the miscommunication and everything that Tim was uh wrong for saying don't talk to them anymore, or do you feel like it's understandable what he said?
Honestly, I don't find it understandable. I think he was overwhelmed because YouTube was involved. You had YouTubers, which, like I said, custody case usually doesn't go to YouTube. Usually, this stuff doesn't be involved in a custody case. I mean, this what happened here on YouTube and this making a national news. I mean, this isn't normal. This really
Right,
isn't freaking normal. So it's not going to go about normal. It's not
right.
going to unfold in a normal fashion. So honestly, I think that he was overwhelmed, didn't know how to respond to it properly, um,
Do you
and
think he
kind of
was a
took it out
bad
on us.
lawyer?
I don't think he was a bad lawyer. I mean,
Because
as far
that's what Joy is implying, that you and Base were trying to get him fired. Fire him, fire him.
oh my god, no. I don't think he's right on certain things, but the fact that Mike and Heather now have to fight a charge September 11th of 2017, which is on a public docket, I think that's progress, and he has busted his ass, but I think I want to be very careful what I say. I think some of his motives, intentions aren't the best, but like I said, he got that charge, and now we're going to see what happens on September 11th. So,
How do you feel about the video that Mr. Repsion dropped? Do you think that it explains a lot about Joy, or do you think that it just again makes her look more of a fruitcake?
I think it raises some valid questions because there's some sketchy stuff that was shown
Mhm.
in the video. Joy's constant inconsistencies, some of her past, which he brought up the same exact point I did, which it's awesome a lot of people think this way, is like if you've changed from your past behavior and you're not doing the same bullshit, then there's no need to bring it up. But if you're doing the same bullshit that you did in the past and they dig into your past and find the exact same pattern, then yeah. But like in regards to just how she's in behavior, yeah, I think it brought up some valid concerns. And he wasn't, like he said, wasn't doing expose
Mhm.
video or whatnot. It was like legit questions like, is this what you're still doing? Is this what you still believe? This is coming across really weird.
Mhm. Mhm.
And because he even said in that video where he goes, I am all for mental awareness. I'm all for people with mental disabilities or mental complications getting
Right.
the help they need. So he never wants, because he even made it a point to go, you know what, I'm not going to say she's making this stuff up. I'm not going to say that she isn't diagnosed with these things or that she doesn't have these complications, what have you.
Right.
So he made it very clear that he wasn't even touching that because it's just he was all for her getting the help that she needed. So
Um, with everything said now, with how you feel about it out in the open, is there anything else that you want to say to Joy, to uh, Rose, to Tim, to Base, to whomever? Is there anything else that you want to say just to finish your side of the story, to finish, basically to put your end to it?
honestly, I'm just tired. I want this to be done. I have other crap going on.
Which you've talked to me
Um,
about.
yes, and so I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know. Joy has text messages saying that everything's okay, and then why I have text messages saying that Joy is bugging, and that's nothing to Rose. For just like I said, Rose could be playing nice and not wanting to upset Joy. I don't know what's going on. I just want this to end. I like I said, to let Joy screech. She's probably gonna keep making videos. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I really don't. I'm
Mhm.
still
Mhm.
here until the end of the case, but also this other shit. I don't care. I mean, I'll still look at stuff, but yeah, no, I'm exhausted. I really am.
You're not going to speak out on it anymore, which
No,
is
and I haven't done any videos. I released a statement because people kept DMing me, "Are you going to address this? Are you going to do that? You should look into this." I'm like, you know, I'm going to release a statement. Here we go. Um, uh, I mean, there's stuff that I'm looking into, but it's just so like I don't have the energy for this, man. I really don't, and that's why I haven't put out a video because it's just like I don't want to put out videos on this, man. I don't want this littering my channel. I don't have energy to make videos right now. I just want to sit here and be quiet. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's one thing to tweet stuff out. I mean, that's my fingers, not my mouth, but you know what I mean.
right.
And I haven't even been tweeting out very much. If anything, I've been settling into my living room with Kingdom Hearts because it's just like, yes.
Well, it's one of my favorite video games. I'm sorry. I love that game.
Oh no, you're fine. The third one is supposed to come out this upcoming year, and
Yes,
I
I
think there's
know.
it better fucking come out. That's all I gotta say. This bullshit's been
I
going on for
know.
way too
I can't
long.
wait for it. I really can't. Um, where do you go from here?
Where do I go?
Yep.
I know after this is all said and done, I want to go on a hiatus. I want to quietly disappear for a while because there's stuff that I want to personal stuff that I want to finish working on if I can. It depends on some circumstances, but I want to vacate. I mean, I'll still be around and watch stuff. Like I watch craft videos, cooking videos, art
Mhm.
videos.
Mhm. Mhm.
The anti-SJW political stuff isn't the only stuff I watch. But yeah, no, I want to vacate for a while.
Is there anything that you want to say to Joy directly?
Um, not really. I just I've said all that I needed to. I've already apologized on my part. If I could do things differently, I would. Honestly, you need to pipe down once again. Never said I was innocent, and the fact that you tried to twist that call, and you damn well knew what my mind state was back then and what I fucking had to juggle with. I've tried to do middle ground with you multiple times. You don't want to do it, and you're probably gonna drop 3 to 4 damn videos on this, whatever the fuck you're planning. I don't give a fuck. Screech away. I'm so done.
Um,
Sorry.
Now, I've said in my videos before, in certain ones, I didn't monetize. In some, I did monetize because I don't care. I really don't. This is a hobby for me, and I'm not a drama channel. I'm trying to turn into a vlog, gaming channel. But some things I will speak out on, and this is one of the things because, frankly, some of the things that Joy has said, I don't agree with. I really don't, such as the racial joke, the poo babies thing. Um, but in your opinion, and I'm going to ask you because this is your side of the story. I don't want to feel want you to feel like I'm taking advantage of you or at any point. Do you want me to monetize this video?
You can if you want. I don't care. I really don't.
I do not want you to feel like I'm taking advantage of you at all because um I consider you a friend and I don't want you to feel like I'm taking advantage of you at all. I just felt that you should get your side of the story out. So with that, I'm just going to end it off. Uh, I will link Chambers of My Heart down below. If she feels like she wants to put the apology video back up, that's up to you. Um,
I don't think it serves a purpose at this point. I
ev-
really don't.
well, if anybody has done their research, they know it was out there. It was out there. Um, but I will link Chambers of My Heart down below in the description. Uh, thank you for talking.
You're welcome, and something to if you could also put in the description because I'll give you the Twitter status for it. Screenshots of my quote unquote second GoFundMe.
Oh, sure. DM it to me in the Twitter if I can figure out my video editor, I'll try and put it in there. If not, I'll link it down below.
Yeah, just put it's just in the description, which yeah, I'm finding scrolling through and finding the Twitter status now. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah, I'll give it to you so you can put it in the description. Everybody can go look at my screenshots. I'm so fucking done with this shit.
I don't blame you, honey. I really don't blame you. Just like I said, link it to my Twitter. I will look for it before I put up the video. And with that, again, thank you for talking. And thank you for sharing your part in the whole thing and taking your time out to talk.
You're welcome.
With that, I'm gonna say uh, I'll send you my Twitter in a second. uh,
Okay.
basically, look for my name, Shankar. It's there. Um, I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, I love you to the moon and back. And bye, guys.
Bye.
Let me end this off. Da-da-da-da.